it's a great point. So my brief answer is, I know people say things about me every day, and I do kind of say, well, that's it. Look, I got into this business knowing that the minute I dip my toe in, here it comes. It's just part of politics. Now, I will say this. Here's my more important point. Here's what I'm trying to do about it. This guy standing in front of you, and this will be on tape, probably had no business running for Congress 3 years ago. My life financially was a mess. I lost a home now about 3 or 4 years ago. Financially, I probably had no business doing this. But I felt so compelled to do what I could do. Part of why I wanted to run too is I am so sick of, and it's Democrat and Republican, mostly wealthy people run. And I know, because most of my colleagues, hey, this isn't easy to say. I'm the poorest member of Congress. It makes my wife cry. That's not easy to say. Most of my Democratic and Republican colleagues are a lot wealthier than the general public. And I think that's a shame because I don't think they understand the problems we all go through. And so part of why I wanted to run and part of why I do a lot of this when I'm in Congress is I want to kind of be an example of, you know, just a normal guy or a normal girl can run. And look, you think our country's in trouble? We're in trouble. You know, one of the reasons why we're in trouble? Because the best people wouldn't think about being me.
You're right.
Raise your hand if you want every nook and cranny of your life, let me see, going back to when you were a freshman in high school made public. Raise your hand. Everything. Then don't think about running. Think about that. So the best Democrats and the best Republicans, the best minds out there, there's no way they're going to run. Oh my God, remember that girl I was with in high school? Oops, remember when my brother hired that illegal to cut his grass 10 years ago? Oops, remember that business deal 6 years ago? Everything is opened up. So the best people don't run. And so what I wanted to do was say, okay, here's a guy who's got some warts. He's lost a home. He went through a divorce. He struggled. But you know, it's a good thing for people to see that a guy like me can be in Congress. That's what I tried to do about it. But we're going to be just, you know what, if we don't change this. Because the best and the brightest folks, whether you're a Democrat or Republican, they're not running. We got to change that. This might be something you and I agree on. Hey! Go ahead, Tom.
I'm not going to ask you about what you did in high school. But on January 24th, this is according
no, here it goes.
According to your website, you said, since Obama has taken office, he has kept American families in a downward economic spiral with no hope of recovery. Now, did you say that? And
I said that on January, this past January?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, probably. I mean, that's what I believe.
Can you explain why you believe that? That he has caused the mess he inherited from Bush?
Here's the deal. In my lifetime, in my adult lifetime, I can think of 2 presidents who, when they sat in that Oval Office on their first day, there was a big pile of you-know-what on their desk. President Obama had a big mess on his desk, and when Ronald Reagan came into office, he had a huge mess on his desk. And what's interesting is, neither man created the mess. They both inherited it. They both reacted to the mess in dramatically different fashion. Reagan, just simplifying, Reagan said, our economy is a mess and we're broke. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get government out of the way and I'm going to have the private economy re-energize itself. Hold on. I'm going to cut taxes. I'm going to cut regulations. I'm going to make it easier for businesses to grow. And I'd argue that led to a 30-year boom. President Obama came into office and he said, oops, I got a mess. Government's broke. The economy's not working. What I'm going to do is I'm going to borrow more money because I think President Obama, this is what he believes, Washington creates jobs. And so for the last 3 years, that's what he's done. And I would argue it's been an abject failure because when you look at the difference in the recoveries, and by the way, folks, technically, we've been in a recovery for 2.5 years. Does it feel like one?
No.
You can't compare the 2 recoveries. So, yes, he inherited a mess. but by every indicator that I can think of, he's made it dramatically worse. Did he do that because he's a bad guy? No. I think he did that because he just doesn't understand how the economy works. I don't think he was prepared for the job. I think we elected him because we were all caught up in hope and change, and we stopped thinking. Yes, ma'am.
I think it's ironic that in spite of the horrible business economy, and in spite of everything going against it, the only jobs, or the biggest portion of jobs that are being created right now, are in small businesses.
But see, again, remember, there's no accidents in life, really. I wish we'd known how he thought before we elected him. But this is what he believes. If he were here with us right now, I wish he'd be honest and he'd say, yeah, Walsh, I disagree with you. I think Washington does create jobs. I know he believes that because at that job speech 4 months ago, he was asking for more stimulus. So I know he believes it. We just have a difference of opinion. That's what makes this election so great. There's no middle ground. I work in that town every week. I don't believe they create a job out here. Small companies in Elgin create jobs. All I want my government doing is make it easy for them to do it. Get out of their way. Generally, let them keep most of their money. Generally, profit is a good thing. I want everybody to be rich. I want to defend the rich, the middle class, everybody. Washington doesn't do that. I don't think. But I think that's what he thinks.